My name is Esther Masters, and I am the early childhood teacher at Bush Babies Childcare. We are located in Warramu, beautiful suburb of the Lower Blue Mountains. This project, it begins because one of the children, he came in with a book from home, and the book, it was Barney Gumlet and Friends. Barney and his friends went outside, or they were outside already, and they're playing this classic game of I Spy with the Clouds. So during that day, after reading the story, we went outside. We played I Spy with the clouds, and the children were like, guessing the shapes, the animals, and even letters. One of the children paused and asked the question, so why are there clouds in the sky? There were approximately 34 children in total, so age range from 3 to 5 years. Because we have different age group, like the 3-year-olds and the 5 years old, so they have these different varying hypotheses or theories around it. For instance, one of the children said the clouds are like whisper in the morning, so when you whisper, the clouds will just come out of your mouth. One of the children also said the sun dries the water and the water goes up, and the sun makes the water disappear or make it a spirit and it goes up in the sky. And then also one of the theory that we also tested towards as we progressed was the child said it's the wind that suck it up and make it invisible and take it to the sky. We conducted an experiment of the evaporation. We did the wind experiment. We have a blackboard, so we wrote number 10 on the board. They counted to 100, and then the number 10 disappeared. We asked the children, so what happened to number 10? What happened to the water? And one of the children said, well, it was the ceiling fan. The fan was on, and the wind was taking it out and put it back to the sky. So from that thought, we conducted another experiment. So we wrote number 10 again, and we test this theory. We get our leaf blower out. So it has a different speed range, so 1 to 6. So we tested different speeds of the leaf blower, and then we get to speed 6, and the children just observe how the wind, the blower, contributes to the speed of the evaporation process. We also have different experiments. We went outside and painted this rock with water, and the children observed how this water slowly disappeared. And one of the children also noticed that it was very cloudy. The cloud was creating shade in a particular space. So we also took a rock there and soak it with put water on it, and then observe how it slowly disappeared, even if without the sun. So yeah, and then as we progress, we also did an experiment on condensation. So we used these empty drink bottles, and we store it in a room temperature, and we use the ice and iced water. As the children slowly filling up those bottles, they started to form cloud inside it. So it was very fascinating because one of the children was actually very excited, and he was very hysterical about it. So he was screaming this right in my bottle. So he was observing the condensation that took place, like the clouds that appearing in his bottle, and he was tracing as the tiny water drop rolls down into the bottom of his bottle. It was quite fascinating. What the children did, so they have their observations of their experiments and their understanding about clouds. So in their drawings, they kind of draw the sun and the development of from cumulus clouds to becoming the cumulonimbus clouds or the thunder cloud. So they were drawing them, and it is actually quite interesting how they incorporate these drawings of clouds and their understanding to their stories. So, for example, one of the children said, my dad and I were walking to home from the park, and we saw this cumulonimbus clouds or the thunder clouds, so we had to go home in a hurry. By the end of the project, the children understood that the temperature, the wind, the sun contribute to the evaporation process. The cloud get together and it's made of water, and when it gets too heavy, because when the hot air rises, and it goes to the cloud and it cools off, and then it couldn't hold by itself, and then it goes back to the earth in the form of rain or precipitation. So yeah, those kind of learning that they understand, and they kind of also prove in their theory that yeah, the whisper in the morning, this kind of thing. So it's kind of rewarding that while we tested their theory, they can also prove that they are right. We also learn about trusting children's curiosity instead of like stressing what I'm going to do tomorrow. So it's just allowing the children to lead. The result is like meaningful learning experiences for them, and it's not just for them. It also they also take it to home, and the parents are able to extend that learning at home as well. What we've learned, the value of being the coolerness of the children, it's just walking alongside them in their discoveries instead of leading from the front.